the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have been rumored to be all in on center Drew Dahlman when free agency opens up on Monday. But if that plan falls through, there could be another solid option to fill that center void right here in Chicago. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, I don't know about you, but I am super excited for this Monday. That will be the start of the negotiating period when it opens up for teams to contact the free agents and their agents to try to strike deals to make them come official on that Wednesday, March 12th, when the new league year officially opens in the National Football League. And as we all know, it's been rumored that Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, and the Chicago Bears are not only heavy favorites, but are highly interested in signing center Drew Dahlman, currently of the Atlanta Falcons. And it seems that Bears fans are all down to bring Dahlman here to Chicago. They've already upgraded their guard positions with Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson, but we still need a massive upgrade in that interior. Talking about the center position, obviously Ben Johnson said that is going to be a main focus for the Chicago Bears. And then, of course, going into the NFL draft, I expect Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, and the Chicago Bears to also upgrade or continue to bolster this offensive line as well. But here is the question that we have to ask ourselves as Bears fans, and something that we haven't talked about right here on Keek on the Mic. Let's say Drew Dahlman falls through. Let's say, we get outbid, and obviously, he's going to be a highly talented player in this free agency cycle. We are not the only team that needs offensive line help. There's a lot of teams that have some more money than the Chicago Bears do. Currently, the Chicago Bears, I believe, are sitting at around $51 million in cap space. So, of course, we have the money to go out and get Drew Dahlman, but as it currently stands, the reported numbers for Drew Dahlman is that he's looking for around $13 to $14 million per year in his next contract with his new team. So the Chicago Bears could very well get into a bidding war. And in my personal opinion, I am not going to try to reach in that $20 million per year range for Drew Dahlman. There's definitely other players on the market that the Chicago Bears could possibly be interested in. I've mentioned Evan Brown, the guy that has familiarity with Ben Johnson dating back to their time with the Detroit Lions. He has the versatility to play at the center position, also playing the guard position as well. So if the Bears do lose out on Drew Dahlman, Evan Brown is an option. But there's also another intriguing option for the Chicago Bears, a center that was just currently released by the Las Vegas Raiders, and that is Andre James. And I'm pretty sure you guys recognize that name because we have talked about Andre James before. He's only 27 years old, stands at 6'4", 300 pounds. Obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders have a new head coach in Pete Carroll and a new general manager as well. And Andre James was the final player dating back to the Oakland Raider days on that franchise, but obviously they're looking to go into a different direction. But this guy is still a very talented player in the National Football League. He has appeared in 89 career games with 60 starts at the center position for the Raiders. And to me, this would be a solid vet option for the Chicago Bears as well, along with Evan Brown, if they are unable to land Drew Dahlman. Don't get it twisted, Bears fans. I am still all in on center Drew Dahlman. I think that would be the final piece to the puzzle to really upgrade and bolster the interior of the offensive line. Obviously, with Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, and adding Drew Dahlman, it would give you a lot of flexibility going into the 2025 NFL draft. But there's also some pros to maybe going in a different direction if you don't land Drew Dahlman. One of the big pros is the money aspect of it. When you look at Drew Dahlman, once again, he's commanding $13 to $14 million per year, and that number can even get higher if the Chicago Bears or Ryan Poles do get in a bidding war with another team for Drew Dahlman's services. When you look at a guy like Andre James, he has just as much as experience, and he would probably only cost $6 to $8 million per year. His last contract with the Las Vegas Raiders Raiders was a 3-year, $24 million contract. So that's $8 million per year, which is a significant lower cost compared to a player like Drew Dalman. And when you look at a guy like Andre James, he to me has been very consistent. He's improving as a pass protector. 2024 wasn't a great year for him. He also dealt with the ankle injury as well. That sidelined him for a couple of games last year for the Las Vegas Raiders. But this is a guy that has been really, really consistent, right? As a football player, a guy that can be another veteran option. And of course, when you have upgraded guard play in Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson, that makes the center's job a little bit easier. And obviously, Andre James is a player that I've liked for the last couple of years. I do want to just pull out some PFF grades. Once again, I said 2024 was not a great year for Andre James. He had an overall grade of 55.6, a pass block grade of 65.4, and a run block grade of 50.2. But when you look at his stats, he only gave up 2 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, and 17 total pressures. That is a pretty solid stat line for Andre James. Once again, he did miss a couple of games with an ankle injury last season for the Las Vegas Raiders. But when you look at 2023, he actually had a really good year, a 74.6 overall PFF grade, a 71.2 pass blocking grade, and a 75 run blocking grade as well. And when you look at his 2023 stats, only 4 sacks allowed, 4 quarterback hits allowed, and 19 total pressures. He stays consistent. He's durable, right? Besides him missing a couple of games last year. And he's just a solid vet option that Chicago Bears could consider if they miss out on Drew Dalman. Once again, Drew Dalman would be my main priority if I'm Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. But if they do miss out on the opportunity to bring Dalman to the Chicago Bears, Andre James and a guy like Evan Brown would also be solid backup plans for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears in free agency. So, Bears fans, if you miss out on Drew Dalman, would you be okay with Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears going out and signing Andre James to fill the void at that center position on this Bears O-line? Let me know down below what you're thinking in the comment section. But before I let you guys go, I also want to give you guys a little bit of update. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the little social media clip that the Bears social media team posted yesterday. And it was just saying, leave your legacy. And the very first clip on that video, and they showed this player multiple times in this video, was edge rusher Khalil Mack. I don't know about you guys, but that seems like it's a sign that it's destined that Khalil Mack is going to be a Chicago Bear once the free agency period opens up, and I'm all for it. You guys all know how I feel about Khalil Mack. I'm a huge Khalil Mack fan, just like all of you Bears fans out there. I think it's a match made in heaven. This is a guy that has been productive over the last couple of years with the Los Angeles Chargers. He has familiarity with Dennis Allen. We have a need at the edge rusher position, and I know we've talked about Trey Hendrickson. I know there's Josh Sweat out there, but even at 34 years old, Khalil Mack can not only fill the void at the edge rusher position, he can mentor the young guys that we have already on this roster. He'd be a true running mate with Montez Sweat on the opposite side of this defensive line, and he's still highly productive. And the one thing I love about Khalil Mack is his run defense as well. He has been one of the best run defenders in the National Football League for the last couple of years, and that's something that this Bears defense really struggled in last year. So I think even at the age of 34, I think Khalil Mack would be a huge upgrade and a huge compliment piece to Montez Sweat. Of course, you can go into the NFL draft and still, continue to add to the edge rusher room here in Chicago. But I think adding Khalil Mack would be a huge start for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears in free agency. But once again, just like we discussed on past episodes right here on Keek on the Mic, it all depends on what the money looks like. I am not down to pay Khalil Mack $22 million per year. If he can get that number down a little bit, maybe to like $15 to $17 million per year, I think it would be a good deal, not only for Khalil Mack, but Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears as well. So Bears fans, do you want to see the return of the Mack here in Chicago? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, back for all new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.